Carl, you will show us the website?
Hey, you want me to start right now?
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. So let me get the zoom out of the way there. Sign out. So this is our sign-in page. Obviously, it is the same that we've kept it the whole time just because we like the way it looked before. What we did was basically since the last time we saw you was add the recommendation system, which it honestly came out really well. So on the homepage, we have recommendations based on the whole collection. So everything that you've, all your shelves, all the books that you favorited, everything like that, it's all going to be, these are your recommendations based on that. And then let's say you have this to be read shelf with little spinners in place while we wait. Because we are searching a lot of books for the recommendations. These are specific to this shelf of books, and they're clearly a little bit different than the ones before. Let's say you wanted to go to a regular book. These are going to be specific to this specific book. So those are also different than what we had before. So that's kind of how the recommendations turned out. Obviously, you can still create a new shelf, add that book to that shelf. We have the rating system that we've vamped up a little bit. The favoriting right here. What else did we add? Let's see. I think that was the majority of it. I think we spent a lot of our time, data science was working on. They got the books from 10,000 to 127,000, I believe, which is phenomenal. That's why we put the little spinners there, because sometimes it takes a long time to search. I think that's about it. You have any questions?
Sorry, yeah, I think your volume's like a little bit, so it might be on my end. So yeah, this looks really great. I think the flows make a lot of sense. I think in general, I think a lot of it is just like some small things. So I would consider like rethinking the loading symbol a little bit. It seems a little bit like it seems very different from the rest of the page. So if you can make it seem, it's like, because it's like very dramatic.
Mm-hmm. And it's blue. I noticed that as well. As far as standing out. So yeah, we can work with that.
Got it. Thomas, did you have something you wanted to add?
Yeah, Carl, you didn't demonstrate the genre picker in the onboarding.
Oh yeah. That we put on the quiz. So this is data science's stretch. So we were kind of holding off on implementing it completely, but when it is implemented, this is what it's going to look like. Let's say you want to pick your genres. It's part of an onboarding quiz. You can click all of them, and then I think we have you guys are in front of it. Continue right there. But for now, it just takes you to the home page. Not completely implementable yet.
And so to add to that, we had it implemented for our release canvas checkoff, but the recommendation we got from Parth was, since it's not fully functional, to go ahead and just put it on the back burner now, keep everything in place, just kind of take it out of the flow until it's all implemented.
That makes sense. Yeah, I think generally like just some like small notes. I think, like I said earlier, like the flows like all make a lot of sense. I think just make sure that you're sharing this with like real people. That's, I think, the most important part, to make sure that people are giving you feedback about it, and you all know like what to change and what's working. There are some like minor like spacing issues. Like you can probably get rid of this big space here. That probably doesn't need to be there, and it probably flex based on how many books you have in progress or something. I think so a lot of it is just like literally like very, very small things. One of my thoughts right now is like this "what are you reading" section is like, it could probably be a little bit more prominent. It feels like it's very squished at the top of the page. But those are just like really small thoughts. I think like generally, like I'm kind of curious more so like, do you all have any questions for me? Is there anything that you are stuck on, or anything that you all need some thoughts on?
I think I'm okay. I don't know about Aaron or Thomas if you guys have questions. I think we've had a pretty good time implementing what we needed to. So if you guys have anything, go for it.
I think I'm good.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Jorge wanted to show the iOS part, what they are doing. They had some questions.
Okay.
Right, can you see everything?
Yep.
All right, so I think we showed you the sign-in stuff last time, right?
Yep.
Just still sign in. And then so we added CC added just ignore that. Like CC added the icon at the top and then like a little message right now. So when you sign in, and then we had so you're okay with the home screen looking like this, right? You want 3 rows of recommendations that are horizontal.
Yeah, horizontal totally makes sense for me. I think that's what a lot of mobile interfaces have. I would just make sure they look like they're grouped together right now because there's equal spacing between like everything. It's like hard to tell what the groups are, but I would just look into that. My one note is like if you look at like most apps, they don't actually show their logo in the app. So you might want to consider removing it or just consolidating it so it doesn't take up as much space.
Right. Did you mean the spacing here should be tighter or here?
It's like here. This could be a little bit tighter, but here should be tighter because the spacing here looks too similar to the spacing here, and it should actually be tighter up here and larger down here, so that it's more visible that this is a group of content. Like this,
right.
if that makes sense.
Yeah. And the other thing we were working on still is this is supposed to be like your main, the part where you have all your shelves pretty much. And then if you wanted to add a new one, right now we just have this like alert that pops up.
Mm-hmm.
So add a new one. And then when you go inside of one, it'll just take you to another, like you could pretend there's like already books in here and this is how we're gonna present it. And then when you go to like the detail for it, it just shows you this. And this is what we're gonna use for the search results also. So like when you click on something, it'll take you to that same detail screen that looks like this. But we're still like, I just put a bunch of filler in here. And we might put some more stuff in there.
Awesome. Yeah, I love how simple the interactions are. I think they make a lot of sense. I don't know how I feel about this like page aesthetic, but like at the bottom right.
Which one?
Is that just in the image?
It is.
The like,
These?
oh, it's just in the image. Oh, okay. Okay, then just ignore what I said. But I like how simple it is, and so definitely try this out with like lots of different books to see what it looks like. Because usually, if you use the same image multiple times, it's like gives a different perspective. And so, try a few things out. I think generally, it's good that your flows make sense. Again, reconsider like the homepage from the My Library to the My Library page. The aesthetics feel very different. I'm assuming it's because you haven't changed the type yet on this page. So just like make sure that the experience throughout the iOS app feels really consistent.
All right. Anything else that like other stuff?
I think I would just like think a little bit about like, for example, just from a usability perspective, like this book details page is like does book details need to be the most important text on this page, or can you just say like or delete it?
Yeah, this is just sort of like, you mean this one, right?
Yeah, like I don't know if that needs to be there.
All right. This is just like again, we still have like fillers sort of, so I didn't know what to call it.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't have anything up here then?
I don't think so. I mean, like that's not really, I think like what's important is like you're looking at Twilight Breaking Dawn. Book details isn't really that important, and I don't think it needs to be on the page because it's pretty obvious. It's like just you're diving into the book deeper. So I would just think a little bit more about like stuff like that. So for example, like there's a whole bunch of text here describing what the book is. Do you want to consolidate it and like only show part of it and then allow the user to click like read more or something so that it's not all showing at once?
Yeah, no, it is like this, like the description, the actual description for this is like just these first 4 lines. I just pasted it so we could test like if it has
got it. Yeah, I see it now.
If it has a lot of description stuff or whatever, or there's a lot of tags or whatever, or mostly like a smaller screen, it'll be able to
Yeah.
fit it.
Yeah,
this-
I would probably if there's I would probably set some sort of max number of words for that section and then collapse it if it's too long, because otherwise it's just really dramatic.
All right.
It's just a lot of text. Yeah, I just make everything look more similar to the homepage, I think, and just make sure that everything is grouped well here. I would recommend looking at how things like Netflix or something treat their recommended shelves. Just to see if you can shorten up that sentence a little bit. Recommended based on animal farm is a very long sentence, so just maybe just experiment on that a little bit more.
All right.
Well, maybe at the very top of the page, it could be because you read ... and then the section that starts it would be Animal Farm, and then after that would be Talking to Strangers, and then the next one would be In 5 Years with ... before it.
Yeah, maybe. I would definitely just try some stuff out. You could also just have a big recommendations thing, and it's there's a lot of different options you could try. I just think right now the text kind of blends into the background because it's kind of small, and so I would prioritize making that text bigger and shorter.
Did you mean this text or this one?
Sorry, the recommended text.
This one? All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right then.
Yeah, it's looking really great though.
Thanks.
Did anybody have any other questions? Okay.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Really love seeing the progress every single week. It's really coming together. And as always, feel free to reach out if anything else comes up during the week.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Have a great weekend.